Hello everyone, we are back with another episode. As you can see, we are visible, and yeah, we have lighting. We have Pruthvi set it up for almost, I don't know, 2 hours now. So it looks good without the OBS watermark. So yeah, today we are willing to talk about a few things that have been going on around this week or in the last week. So this week there was a major issue with security and privacy as WhatsApp started changing its privacy policy and started making people accept what their policies were. And obviously people started reading what the policies were, and there were some gaping holes. And then people looked into what are the other options in which we can explore, so that we don't have to give all our information to Facebook basically. So what the privacy policy says is that it is going to sell our data to advertising companies to better understand them and whatever. So I, as you guys know, I absolutely disagree with all of this mayhem that Facebook is creating. So yeah, we also had a tweet from Elon Musk saying use Signal, and even Snowden also tweeted at Elon saying, yeah, Signal is the app, and he has been endorsing it for a long time now. So yeah, we have, I think, me, Pruthvi, and Yash, all three of us have been using the Signal for almost, I don't know, 3 months.
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, and we really like the way it is built and the security aspects of it, and so we are really happy with Signal, but it lacks the major thing, that is the
Audience.
people that are in the. But there has been a push. So how much do you both know about uh, what the privacy policy has changed in? So I know Yash has accepted it already, and we have not. But how much do you know, and have you read about all of this?
No, I was getting to read it. I mean, it was in my busy schedules or schedule,
Scale.
but I haven't got up to it yet. So I think it has to do majorly with the granting WhatsApp to use your data and selling it to Facebook. I mean, Facebook and WhatsApp is the same thing, but allowing Facebook to use their data for data mining or many applications as they have. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are so many applications of user data. So for those things, I think the data is being used. I am not actually sure whether before this, if the data was being used, if the user data was
Mind.
yeah, I did we give permission earlier, or is it actually asking permission right now? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so I think it is a weird coup that they're playing. I think they have been using our data for a long time, especially Facebook data, because that is what has been written in the Facebook bylaws or whatever that is.
Mm.
But I don't think.
The timing of the introduction for the privacy policy from Facebook itself is on the wrong. Means the timing is wrong, because mostly nowadays Indians are looking for storing their data into the Indian servers, and the Facebook has written clearly that all the data will be stored in the uh, American servers and UK servers, or whichever is in the nearest to the continent itself. As
Yeah.
per
So as Yash's question goes, that how does this?
What does it change? I mean, what is
Yeah.
the major change
So-
that we'll witness?
Yeah. So always when I see something like this, I try to think from Facebook's point of view, or somebody who is in it, their point of view.
Hmm.
So
Is it like they are being transparent right now, or like they're trying to be transparent because of something that is enforced upon them, or like they are actually starting to make change, or I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that majorly the difference is when when we were using Facebook, we had already given them consent. But now they are seeing there are 2.1 million or some crazy number of people who are using WhatsApp, and they see there is so much potential for data to be mined and for information.
The
And
people who are on WhatsApp, they eventually don't exist on Facebook. Just in the case, I don't use Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, and I use the WhatsApp to just connect with friends because it's easier and
that's what.
it's way personal for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't share posts like Facebook on WhatsApp. It's just for a time being in the status, and it's limited, and you feel secured in it.
I think the basic why WhatsApp started was just messaging. It was not created to be a social media like Facebook. Facebook was created to be a social media. So I think
Even now, WhatsApp is not social media. It is just a messenger, right?
How do you define a social media?
Social media is like
You can
now
make posts.
there is only one feature on WhatsApp that allows it to be one of the social media.
No, but Facebook is having
members.
its own messenger app now.
Yeah.
No, it is that the status thing.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
what.
broadcast
So-
to everyone. No,
So what I'm feeling is,
you cannot do live videos and such on WhatsApp, right?
yeah, but social media does not mean
Or you
being-
cannot have friends
But thinking from
You
that
can.
perspective, those who want privacy, those who want to keep their social, means they just want to connect with friends. They don't want to express their life. They don't want to show their life, like how we are doing in Instagram. Click here, click there, put a online video like Snapchat. Means just who want to be raw, means messages. Just who want to do it for the sake of messaging and connecting with friends. That was just WhatsApp, and they have changed it. Means the step taken by them, it's like the removal of that privacy which we had.
Yeah, and the goal of WhatsApp was, I don't think it was ever to create data. It was to connect people firstly. And
That was Facebook's motto also.
yeah, but they have clearly been deviated from
We
the
all know that. Okay.
So I think they have been extracting a lot of data from Facebook and WhatsApp for a long time, but now they are just asking for consent. I don't know.
Yeah, why they are asking for
So
consent?
I think
I'm
it gives
actually
them.
curious.
I think it firstly gives them legal cover. Firstly, because if you say
Exactly,
I agree,
something is-
then definitely they'll be using. But so in the privacy policy, right? They write about how you can turn off your sharing ability with Facebook. So there is a button that you can turn off so that it won't share anything with Facebook. Okay. So my basic question is,
So it
if-
is in the updated policy.
yeah. So
thing, this
yeah,
button.
yeah. So
So what's the problem?
exactly. So the problem is, if I am coding and if I'm telling everybody that privacy is my priority, then why cannot I just set that button to be off? Because people who are going to turn it off are way less than people who are going to turn it on. Do you understand?
No,
So
I'm not able to. I'm not getting you.
so let's say, so now I have to actively go to the page and then turn off
Which page?
WhatsApp. It will redirect me to a page. So if I go to settings, then it will redirect me to a page where
So by default it is on.
yeah, sharing is on.
Sharing is on.
So now I have to go and turn it off. Correct? Did you
Okay.
understand this?
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm a coder and if I'm telling you that privacy is my priority, why won't I keep it off by default, and then for people who want better ads, I'll make them turn it on, because my grandmother won't understand how to turn it off or turn it on.
Sure. True.
So I think this is the major problem. So they're saying one thing and they're doing something else, and this makes them less integrity, have less integrity.
Yeah, that is just the strategy, right?
Yeah, strategy is correct, but if when you're playing with people, it is very wrong. If you're doing some strategies to effectively deliver packages or something like that, then
Right.
I think it makes sense. But now, as you know that you know for sure that more than 50% of people won't even read it and just will click agree because they want to connect to their friends and family. Then this is just taking use of them, and I absolutely don't agree with how they have like handled all of this. And one more thing, if I was Facebook and if there were a billion people telling me that yeah, you're doing something wrong, I will be afraid when I'm writing up my next privacy policy. I will make sure that there is some clause that satisfies those people, and there is none. And that irritates me, that there is so much arrogance that they have, that they can just shamelessly say that yeah, you can turn the sharing off with Facebook. Why can't they do it by default? There are so many questions. And end-to-end encryption is, the end starts from you and ends to their server, and then it is decrypted in their server and then stored there. So there's no point of end-to-end.
Yeah.
This when maybe a case is that when you're using some public Wi-Fi, maybe that time end-to-end can work, but other than that it does not. So I don't think it makes sense to have this.
Way before, when we were using Facebook when we were in something 2012, 2010,
When it recently
when it
came out.
recently came out. Means it was actually
It was independent of Facebook.
Yeah. That time we just had a site we were having just which company do you like. Means it was like what do you prefer instead of this or this. If you like Tata Motors, okay, Tata Motors you will like. It was like they were just handling the data for the sake that this person likes this car or this person likes this brand. Like if you like Coca-Cola, there was this like button which you had on the right
on
corner.
Facebook, you're saying?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay.
It was right that time. But now, by integrating this to WhatsApp, I think the next step, rather in the future, they will take that they will create some chatbots in Facebook, in WhatsApp itself, and they would if you like Netflix, but you don't want to subscribe them, you don't want to take their monthly this charges or weekly or monthly charges or yearly charges, you don't want to pay them. But through WhatsApp, we can see the this APIs from other companies which they are using. For if you are using this bus apps, they are sending you bus tickets on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
This thing can happen for ads also, no, in future. Like they can send you the ads for the Netflix subscription. You don't want it, but they will just hammer you with it. You should use, means the chatbot will always suggest you this message is new. Means you have a message from Netflix.
Yeah.
Just have a message. Just you want to subscribe this. Then from Amazon Prime you want to subscribe this.
Yeah, they can spam you.
Yeah.
This will be a spamming media. Just like now messages. The
Yeah.
SMS now 50% are spam.
But I don't think it will go that long, because there will be regulation for these things also. Because
Exactly. Yeah. So I agree with Yash on this, that we don't have to do this
Okay.
care about security all the time. So
That's not about security. They will just push it to you, because you like it. You have said it.
it is about
You
security.
like it. You just order it.
So let's take an example. How many times have you thought about replacing your door at your house in the last 20 years, when you have, after you have put your door, how many times have you thought about replacing your door?
Okay. So I'm just not concerned about the product based.
No, I'm asking
I'm
you.
just-
I'm just asking you.
The subscription based. I'm just speaking about.
I'm just asking you. How many times have you thought about replacing your main door of your house?
what
None.
does that have to do?
I'm giving you an example. Okay. Once you decide on a door and you fix it, you don't have to think about it. So now the digital media is like a house that has an open door. Anybody can come in, anybody can go out, no regulations, nothing, no locks, nothing. What legal these things will do, what the government is supposed to do, is put rules so that digital media behaves like it should. And we have to be aware of all of this till that is put in place.
First of all, how is government involved in these things? Like, first of all these are private organizations.
Yeah.
So what role does government play actually? Like,
Okay.
does it regulate anything?
So
I am not sure.
So a classic example is if you want to, so if you send me something anti-national, okay, let me use Facebook or WhatsApp or Signal or anything. Nobody is going to control what you send to me personally. Correct? Because it is personal. It is me and you talking. Correct?
Yeah.
So the role of government is, if we talk that and then I go and do something weird. So the attacks on US this thing Capitol Hill, these were attacks, these were coups that were set up in Facebook groups, in digital media. It's impossible for everybody in the country to be on the same page of this misinformation, right? So the government's role in this is to make sure that if I go and do something weird, I get a very horrible penalty. So let's say something like 20 years of jail if you have a WhatsApp friend or Facebook friend that sends you these kinds of information or misinformation. So this is the role of government. So once that rule is put in place, nobody is going to even dare to do that, because the risk is too much. 20 years of jail, nobody wants to do that. So this is the role of government that has to be put in place. But we have to start from ourselves, our end. So I told you guys before the podcast started that using WhatsApp is like, or any Facebook service is like shouting in a hollow space about all your personality, all your credit card bills, everything. And there are sensors that listen to it and send all the information to a digital company that will sell you something, advertising company that will sell you something. And that is so weird. If I want to talk to Pruthvi, I should be able to just talk to Pruthvi. No questions asked. Done. So this is the first step that we have to take, and Signal is exactly doing that. So Signal is an app that is open source firstly, and it uses its own protocol which is called Signal to talk to each other. It's called peer-to-peer encryption. Okay. WhatsApp uses something, I don't exactly know what it uses.
They use means end-to-end encryption.
End-to-end
At least it was written there.
No,
But now they're changing the privacy policy, so you don't feel much.
No, what
You
I'm
don't
trying to
feel
say is the
actually they're working
protocol
on
that
it.
they are using.
So
They-
exactly what kind of data is WhatsApp collecting? Your name,
your name,
your number,
basically your messages.
your messages.
All
Phone
your
number.
messages are gone, right? So they know exactly whom you sent
But
it,
wait.
when you sent it.
But wait, is there no personal interaction involved right now? I mean, when you direct message anyone, so is there no privacy there? That is completely gone. Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Is it completely gone?
That is what you're given consent for. That I am, my ability to talk to you, I am doing it for free. That is what I think. But what you're actually selling yourself for is my ability to talk to you is sponsored by these people listening to it.
Okay. So if I message anybody about my private information,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm using their medium, so they have the right to
Yeah.
use that data.
They have your consent to use it. They don't have a right.
They have a
Yeah,
consent
basically.
to use it, and we are giving them this content.
Yeah, when you say yes, when you say I agree,
Okay.
that is what you do.
So there is no form of end-to-end encryption involved right now. None.
So it is right. So when you are connected to your Wi-Fi, okay, and you send a message to, let's say I send a message to Pruthvi, okay, my message goes through the LAN, right, and then goes to Pruthvi. Okay, so it connects to the server, Facebook server, comes back.
That is the encrypted message, right?
From me to the LAN is encrypted. Everything after that is not encrypted.
How come?
How come? That is end-to-end encryption.
I thought end-to-end encryption is like you write a message and it gets encrypted. That
Yeah.
encrypted message gets sent by a carrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That goes to the LAN.
That goes to the LAN.
LAN connects to the
Connects
internet.
to the internet. To
In-
the server. It will. I mean.
Yeah, uplink, downlink,
downlink,
and then come
and
to Pruthvi.
to
Correct.
come to the come to the
receiver.
receiver end.
So
And
basically,
at receiver end, it gets decrypted, right? So
Yeah.
it's not that.
no. So when you're sending a message, it goes to the LAN, and then Pruthvi gets a message that is encrypted also from the LAN.
Yeah.
So that is why it is called end to end. So nobody
so-
can hack my nobody can hack into my messages through my LAN basically.
Hmm.
So if you can, that is why they are called end-to-end encryption, and it is crucial when you're using some public domain. So if you're in Starbucks and you're using
the major
messages,
problem in this is that we actually don't know what their code is and what their means in the idle position of the phone. If they are using any camera, because we allow all the permissions to them. So when our phones are in idle state, we don't know they're actually checking the screen or they're actually
there are
checking
so many things
they're
like-
actually checking the storage devices. What is in our storage?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what is their code, and they don't show us. The plus point about the signal is that it's open source. You can see the code, you can see what it is written, how it is going to
So
be
it's
encrypted.
transparent, that's
It's
why.
transparent.
and it is peer reviewed. So
Yeah.
peer reviewed is basically all the software engineers come together and review the same code. It is like review.
Is it founded by?
No, it is not,
Not-
founded by Snowden,
Snowden.
but it is endorsed by
Endorsed
Snowden.
by Snowden. Okay.
Yeah. So I think there are a few people in California that are working on this,
Okay.
and this works on purely donations. And I am from an NGO family, so I understand how hard it is, but how important it is to have somebody doing that, those basic things on donations, and not having to sell it to somebody.
Actually, seeing this, you can also make the in the processors you can see the architecture which Qualcomm uses. They are using ARM, which is only strictly based for their own products, and they don't sell the architecture to
Exclusive,
anyone.
yeah.
It's exclusive.
Exclusive.
And for
Is
For-
Apple
for
also
this-
making their own chips?
yeah, and for this monopoly to break,
M1 chips.
Apple and
Advanced.
IBM, they are taking the major steps in forward to this. IBM is making their own source code, and they just want all the developers to think about what architect they want or what changes it need. So that is the plus point of giving the open source code, and to have actually at least you can see what changes you can do and what you can see and what you want to do. It's you feel like transparency in that.
Yeah, so it is secure. So my basic question is, what do you know about open source? So let's go with Yash first, then Pruthvi. What do you know about open source? How do you think it works? And
What signal?
no, open source.
Open source in general.
Yeah, open source in general.
Open source, like all their whatever. I mean, if there is a software which is open source, all their resources, all their libraries or something, everything is available to the general public to use, and they can use it for their personal projects or something, their applications, whatever you want. Like example, OpenCV is the go-to example for me because it's open source. I think
There are many sources.
yeah, there are so many.
Yeah,
So you can use open source libraries for computer vision purposes. So that's like
yeah.
very helpful
How do
for
you think it
developers.
works? How do you think it works?
I think some people who have developed those libraries have worked hard, and I think they have worked hard and they want to figure out the bugs in whatever they are producing. So they make it available to general public so that they could come up with more and more solutions so that the platform could be better.
Yeah,
The
so
open source platform could be better.
why do you think, like, somebody has worked? So let's take OpenCV as example. Somebody has worked day and night to make that happen. Right?
Yeah.
People have worked really hard and
Yeah.
they're not paid.
Hmm.
Okay, they are not paid at all. Why are they doing this? Why do you think they are doing this?
First of all, I think for the community, maybe,
Okay.
and there could be another reason. I'm trying to think of it. Like,
Okay. Let's come back. Pruthvi, why do you think do you agree with Yash with what he said about open source?
So yes, I agree with that. But for example, I'll give my personal example.
Yeah.
So for me, there was always a need. Means when I used to hear music
Yeah.
in the night. So I used to just close my eyes and just make. I just wanted to change this means tracks. So there was this one source code which I found on ADB, GitHub, and there was one source code which you can just do it by just tweaking some little things from ADB resources and making it. So I just want means you can have many customizations you want, because we are now forced with what you have that you have, means this is the mobile or this is the thing, you just don't means how you like to customize it, there is no freedom to that. But by seeing this community of open source, you can see that this person actually has coded for something that you can have it, but actually that company don't allow you to.
But how do you think they're paid?
how do they benefit?
What do they get? So they're working day and night, right?
Yeah.
How do you think they're how do compensation? So if you work day and night, you want to get paid, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they figure out those bugs and they could use it later in their own applications. So I think that could be the.
So the major reason that I know why this works, open source works, is because in any solution that you create. So me and Yash have created a lot of projects, and we know that the crux of a good project is testing it. So you can write a code and you can see how it works, but actually when it works on the field, that is completely different than what you're doing while testing. So I'll give you an example. We were building the signal traffic signal thing. We had algorithms ready, we had our concept ready, we had algorithms ready, we just wanted to go to a proof of concept and then move to actual traffic signals, right? So the problem was we just could not test it at all, because how will you test a signal, traffic signal? You'll have to actually put it up and then see how the traffic reacts to it, right? So that was a big problem. So people who are working on open source, right, they are not just doing this, they're doing multiple things, but they're doing this because they're basically sharpening the knife or sharpening the tools, not skills, tools, so that they can use it for something else. So open CV, if you talk about open CV, is used from everywhere, from small robots to cars,
Well,
self-driving cars.
Java is also open source, right?
I
Now I
don't
think
remember. I honestly don't.
I'm not sure, but I think it's not open source now. Like if you want to use
older
it,
Androids are open source.
if
No,
you
that's
want
still
to use
still
Java in any application, I think you have to.
pay some royalty.
Yeah, I think not
Older
royalty.
Androids are the open source.
Not older. Android is open source, but
The whole Android is open source.
but
I'm not sure about this.
yeah.
No, because
Check.
you can't get hand on the latest Android 11 or.
Yeah, you cannot,
You
because but it is like you cannot. So there is Android core, and then there is like skins that we call. So Google has these
Stock Android.
stock Android, that is a version of Android that they have created. So Android core you can get, that is not a problem. That has all the skeleton of what you'll need, and it is the latest version also. So basically, access to camera from a phone is given from Android. You don't have to write special code to like access every like MOSFET in the camera array. That is how it works. So yeah, so all in all, I think I absolutely love open source community. I have been using Arduinos, I have been using Raspberry Pis, I have been using their KiCad is a software that I've been recently working with. It is basically like Simulink that you can create like circuits in it.
Okay.
So and that is also open source.
MATLAB is not open source.
No, it's not. So I absolutely
MATLAB is a software, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's,
But so I've been
it's a V5 something, no? V5,
what V5?
the parent company.
MathWorks is parent.
Math
But-
cover.
but-
Math
but-
cover. So yeah, I think I have really found it helpful, especially for an aspiring engineer, robotics engineer who does not want to pay for a lot of things. It has become really easier for me to access and create new projects. So I'm really thankful for the open source community. And yeah, so moving from this technology and privacy thing to something that is more, I think, trendy right now. I think everybody, not everybody, around 80% of the people that I know are investing in stocks, are investing in something and making their money make money. That is what they say.
Yeah.
But Yash, have you invested in something?
No.
So neither have I. Neither have I, and I don't.
Straightforward answer. No.
I don't understand how can you invest in stocks. I don't like the fact
First of
that
all, I don't know about you, but I don't get stocks. I don't understand
neither
it.
do I. I absolutely don't understand.
I know the principle, but I forget it every 10 days. Like
Stocks are
every 10 days something
So yeah,
have to be
let
explained
me
to.
finish the question, then you can answer. So I don't understand stocks. Firstly, secondly, I don't like it that it is out of my control. So if I want to build a machine, it is in my control. Like not everything, but most of it I can just work hard towards. Stocks go up and down without any
It's unpredictable, yeah.
unpredictable, and the only time that I would invest in a stock is if I'm working with that company or in that company, or I can make a major impact in that company so that the stock can go up or down. So if you could explain why people invest in stocks and how it works.
So the stock market is, you can say, it's legal gamble.
Yeah.
In short, it's legal gamble. There is nothing else. Because if you are making the money, you are stealing the money from someone else's pocket.
Not stealing.
For trading, for thinking for long term trading. If you are trading the money if you are doing day trading, then it's like the person means there are two people like me, I and you, Pranjal. You are thinking that Tata Motors will go a long position. Means long means it will go up, and I will say that the Tata Motors will go short. The position I will be holding is to make the I'll be gaining the money from you by because you are telling that the stock will go up, and if it won't go up, then you will be in negative zone. Because
What are the reasons responsible for going for the stocks going high or low?
okay, so there are many reasons. The first reason is that there is the major impacting to the stock reasons are newses.
News.
What are the news really regarding that company? If they are having more debt to a returns ratio, means if they are having more liabilities than assets, that will be something to
Okay.
think about. Then the new innovation, the new product they are taking. Just like we are having here a great example of Tesla. The stock was shot up 750-800% in just 1 year time span. If you can see that in 2018 the stock was running to $70 per USD per share. It was trading for 70. Then in 2019 people had some concerns about it, and the stock fell to $38 per share, and now the stock is trading to $900 per share. So that is massive. You can see
Massive growth.
massive growth. It's like you are making 1,000% growth. Means you are doing a 10x in your portfolio. You are investing for a small amount of time for just two means it's an investor dream, to have it in a small time and to make it a big outcome from it. You are creating wealth from it.
Yeah. I have
Because
also heard that people say that let your money make money rather than investing in a fixed deposit. Invest in in a
stocks.
company or in stocks or something like that. But don't you think it has an inert risk? Like
Obviously,
you,
yes.
FDs are for sure. Like if I put
Yeah.
1 lakh rupees, I'll get some 3,000, 4,000 rupees back next year. But this, don't you think it is? A
okay,
little
the thing for FD is that the money you put it is for the long term.
Hmm.
You have to put it for long term. And if you are in any financial crunch in between the
You have
period of
to
FD,
retrieve it.
you have to means they just give you, they hand over the money to you, but they add you interest penalties. The bank put you penalties because you are breaking the bond. What you have fixed with them, that I will not I'll not borrow money from the fixed deposit what you have made. So you will be having returns. So you will be having penalty for that. That is the first thing. And in stocks, it's like you are owning a part of company. You don't have to think about the resources. You don't have to think about people to manage. You don't have to think about how will I means what bills I have to pay, what rent I have to pay. If you are owning a company, that is all you have to think about it. How to manage the people, how to make the company more profitable,
yeah,
how to put the people in work that they will give their 100% to it.
yeah,
And by having in stocks means you are having a part of it, so you don't have to worry about it. You have to just worry about your share in that.
Hmm.
Means you have to worry about only the thing that company is profitable or no
yes,
Yes.
in the long term. That is the only worry. And you have to just make a small investment, and eventually
Or a big investment.
yeah, small or big, it's on your own risk. So
Preferably big.
yeah, and there is one plus point also in this, that when the companies they make a lot of profit from that, so what they do is they give dividends to you, to the shareholders. They just give the dividends to you because it's like a loyalty for you. Loyal means you are our loyal your money is with them from since when
Longer time.
Longer time.
Long time.
So it's like
Investing.
you are actually with them, and they don't want want you
Lose
to
you.
remove the money,
Yeah, they don't want to lose you.
because they are having the asset and they are having the money flow, cash in
Cash
flow.
flow.
They don't want it removed. So they make dividends to you.
What
And
are dividends exactly?
dividends are quarter means in
They pay you
yeah, they pay us.
how much?
It's on them how much money
How
they
much
make.
percent?
So it is.
So-
Is it similar to like a loyalty? This thing. So there's some Sodexo card that you use, right?
Yeah.
So is it similar to that if you use, let's say, Domino's a lot, then you get some points, and then you can use those points somewhere else.
No, it's like you are just
Sodexo has nothing to do with that.
you just get directly money into your bank account from the dividends.
Oh, there must be some percentage, no? Right. Like
No, there is no fixed
percentage.
percentage. The company varies their dividends as per
as per
the company want to share with you.
But on what grounds does it-
I'll just give you two examples. There is one example of PFC, which is Power Finance Corporation of India,
Okay.
which is a government-owned company. The dividend yield for that company is somewhere about 7.59%.
Okay.
So it's when the company will have a proper quarterly results, when there are profitable results, quarterly or annually, they will share the dividends with you, because it's a loyalty points, because you have just invested the money, you have kept the money reserved instead of making FDs or instead of making anything. You are just invested in that company, just take my money and
Yeah.
do some profits
Yeah,
out
you
of it.
have trusted them.
Yeah, we have trusted them. So they just give you dividends, and dividends is a plus point one, and the second plus is that the company, as the people are attracted more and more people to the company, the stock price also increases.
Hmm.
Just like Tesla said, people are now just like the Tesla is the next thing. They are just blindly they're just making the whole Tesla thing bigger. It's not that big also. We know it, but they also know it. Somewhere correction might come. that the stock price might end up to 500, but they are just so bullish on it. Means
So
they
by
just want to
comparing by comparing Tesla to its competitors, like I mean not the electric car companies, just
Okay.
other car companies like BMW and Mercedes, what are their stock prices? Do you know?
Uh, I just know their market cap. I don't know the stock price majorly, but there it is.
Is there a significant difference between? I mean, there is a large.
Now it's the
difference?
Tesla is around about just the majority financial advisors are saying that Tesla will cross the 1 trillion mark in somewhere about 1 year, 6 months to 1 year in a period of time.
So, but the stock prices can fall also, right?
Yeah,
Now it is 300 or whatever it is.
yeah, but we have been
900.
saying that the same thing for Bitcoin also. That once you will have a Bitcoin market crash, it's a
Yeah.
bubble and it will burst, and the whole price will come to the least.
Yeah.
So that's bubble which people create because we are believers. Means we just feel that no, it will be a good return for us. Just now, if you are seeing the markets of Tesla are going up because people right now they're thinking that I have $800 per share, I'll invest in it, and in 2 to 3 months, that share will go for $1,000. So there are positive sentiment in people
Yeah.
that it will grow. Nothing, but it will grow. From 500 also, the people have invested because 500 they were just going to think that it will go to
And
800.
sometimes it doesn't grow; it goes down, and people go in loss.
Yeah.
That's
and
all.
then losses. So, what is your prediction, Pruthvi? What do you think is the is one stock price? Do you think that you will go home and invest today, and then it will
Okay.
shoot up in the next, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years?
Do you
whatever?
make money out of it? Like, how much money can you have you already made? Like, are you willing to disclose that, or are you willing to keep it a discreet
Okay.
thing?
So I don't want to disclose it,
Okay, never mind.
but my profits are not much in this because I am a
You are continuously
That-
investing, right?
yeah. The now the markets are much volatile.
So
It's
you are
like-
not withdrawing anything.
No, I'm not withdrawing anything. Just for the investment sake purpose, the market is best for now because the FIIs,
Hmm.
which are foreign invested institutes,
Right.
which are investing in India, the growth and the amount of money which they are pouring into India, it's massive.
It's at its peak. At its peak.
No,
right?
it's not at the peak. It's like the peak is
It's
going
like
to
growing
hit.
exponentially.
Yeah, the exponential growth is happening in such a rapid way that the
It is going exponential.
yeah that within a 2 years of span, the Nifty, which is the index, which most of the people in stock market they just it's like a basic knowledge you should have it.
Hmm.
The what is the Nifty's points today.
Yeah.
So right now it is the current is that 14,200. That is the current Nifty, and just 6 months back in March, these 14,000 points were fallen to 7,000. So the rally is of 7,000 points. By just hearing to the means, if you don't know about what it is, and by hearing you just feel that 7,000 rupees has just increased. But by getting into the market and by seeing it that 7,000 rally, it is a huge rally. That it was never imaginable in anyone's, not in the mutual funds, the investment bankers, which those who know the market very well,
Yeah.
they were also not sure that markets can hit this high in
Yeah.
the small time period. And actually the markets are at now at all time high, and in 2 to 3 years I think so
So,
the market will reach 5,000, 15,000, 16,000.
so quick answer for this: does this have any relation with the conversion rate of dollars and the rupees, or it is dependent on something else?
No, that market is forex market, foreign exchange market.
On exchange.
So that is all dependent on the country, how the country is managing its currency, what is the hold, what is the grip of that country. Now India is the dollar prices are falling because there is growth potential. You can see, means there is a we can't say it for sure, but there will be, I think so, there will be stagnant. The dollar price will be stagnant for some 5 to 6 years. 73, 72, 75. Because you can't make the dollar fall again to 60 because they are the major economy, US. And it won't happen. And the conversion rate for us, because we also export our material to them, means our shipments are going there. The conversion price will be much drastic that we will have more losses than they.
Yeah.
Because we are having the payments from them also, and we are paying from to them also. Vice versa, we are having adverse effect more. So this won't happen. But I think so that the prices will be stagnant.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that was
Educational.
educational.
And also one thing I will say, Honeywell Automation, the
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah.
I think so that the stock was in the March itself. It was from something 20,000 point of view. So now it is at 40, and in span of 2 years, I think so that stock might touch 70,000 plus. So that is a great investment. You can do it. So,
But nothing is nothing is sure. Like you cannot predict the future, right?
And I think that is
see, just
you
I'll say
can
this.
you can make an educational guess, right?
yeah.
Okay, but it is not always right. Like how many there are so many people who have like 50% loss and 50% profit and like 110% loss.
Okay.
So like
So for your answer, for your question, I'll just tell one answer that markets are always going up because everyone wants progress, prosperity. Each and everyone. There is not a single country that wants that their country should be, means we will just have a diminishing economy.
Yeah.
We always aim for high and we always go for the
best.
And that's a saying. There's a saying in this stock market that bull run is forever and bear runs are for only corrections. Bear runs are only for corrections because bear runs you can because they are for just time being.
What is bear runs and what is bull runs?
So bull runs are the growth you can see, means the stock price have gone up. So that is a bull run. And why it is bull run? Because bulls are like they just if you see any person or anyone in front of bull, they just have their horns and they just throw it up. So the throwing up movement is the bull run.
Okay.
And the bears always what they do is they just do it the claw down. They just fall you down.
Nice.
So that analogy is in markets. So the bear run is for only time being,
yeah.
but each and every country wants to be prosperous.
Yeah. Okay. So after listening to all of this, Yash, do you think you'll invest in stocks?
I would say no, but like I'm not that interested.
Yeah. So
If there is anything interesting, like if I don't know, man.
Exactly. So I don't think either that I'll be investing in stocks, but I am definitely
I can
more.
go as far as mutual funds, but
But
I'm
I
not
agree.
sure.
I agree that I have learned a lot of things about stocks.
it's like
But
when you get more knowledge of it, you're like you want to, but
the worst thing about stocks is like nobody can say what is going to happen. Like tomorrow, like Tesla can like have a huge fire and everything can burn down. Okay,
that
hopefully it
is
does not
unlikely.
happen.
But
I'm just telling you, it is possible though. Okay, but these people who like not Pruthvi, but people who predict stocks like stockbrokers or whatever they are called,
they play the market.
They just confidently and arrogantly say, yeah, this is what it is, and you don't know anything because you're not into the market and all of that.
Stockbrokers.
I hate that. Like they literally are saying that they know the future and how it is going to, and even like people who I feel that they are very similar to Jyotishis who try to predict their future, right? I hate that. Okay. That is the main reason that I don't like to invest in stocks, because there are too many arrogant people, and inertly I think it is wrong. Like even Yash was telling me, insurance is one of the biggest scams there is.
It's
Because
it's like it's beneficial for everyone. Okay, it's
But the use
yeah. You're making money off of dead people, like
exactly,
it's
and
like It's not right.
And what happens
It's
with
in
the
the
money?
gray area,
You know,
not the dark, or it cannot be distinguished like
if you are
that.
paying the insurance, no, what happens with the money that the insurance company takes? What do they do?
Yeah,
Means what do you think they do with your money?
they invest in their ventures. Like, I don't know.
Half of the money, not half of the money, 70 to 80% of the money they use in the stock markets.
Okay.
And if you play the markets very properly,
Mhm.
not play, if you just study the market very properly, where to exit, where to enter,
Mhm.
what is the what trading do you do, what is the investment you should do. If you study it proper and if you enter it, the mutual funds, they are having a return of 28% in India. 20 to 28%, maximum 28% is the limit. And if you do trading on your own, having some risk, you can make 20 to 28% profit in a span of 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
So if your investment is of 20,000, you can make 2,000, which is 10% of 20,000.
Mm.
You can make 2,000 in 5 to 6 trading sessions if you are properly
That's
motivated and you are doing it properly.
Yeah.
And if you won't do it properly, then you can make the 20,000 18,000 also.
Yeah.
But you won't lose it zero. Means the people say you lose everything in stock market. There, the thing is that you lose everything where when you trade in derivatives, which is the worst. Means not the worst, which is the people who are the financial advisors, which are experts in they trade in that. And in 20,000 you can't trade in the derivatives market. You need 20 lakh for that minimum in a bank FDs.
Okay.
Great.
Anyways, yeah. So it was a tedious stocks lesson from Pruthvi, and I hope he makes a lot of money out of it, and I hope I make a lot of money without it. So, so yeah. Anyways, any last thoughts that you have?
Uh,
Let's come back to you.
Last thoughts, like relevant to the podcast, or
Yeah. Anything.
Anything to your creativity,
okay, fine.
creative touch.
So how-
I'll plug my song. I have just released a single on Spotify, YouTube Music, and
Apple Music.
Apple Music. Everywhere else on all platforms. There is a thing called Coco or Kuku Music in Chinese. Something I
SoundCloud?
don't know. It's their SoundCloud, I think. It's Chinese SoundCloud. So listen to that music. The links will be available on the podcast. It is my first single, and I have worked a lot of. Worked my ass off on that. And creatively, it's like I've taken liberty. Okay, I'll stop my bhashan.
Okay.
No, but how was it from? So it took you. How long have you been playing music? 27
Music?
years.
Music, like it has been in my family since I was born, but I had just started learning guitar three years earlier.
I would like to plug in that he used my guitar to learn it.
Yeah, and still Pranjal doesn't know how to play guitar, and I have released a single.
Yeah.
No, but I'm thankful to my great friend Pranjal for giving me the guitar, so that I could learn how to play it and release the single.
Yeah, I'm
Listen.
going to take 20% of sweat equity from
We'll
everything
see
he earns.
about that.
But yeah, how was your experience writing a song, and like, it is your only your song.
It's my sole song. Everything I have done is done by me.
Okay.
Everything I have done it myself.
Right from the music
right
itself.
from the music, from the composition, from the music production, lyrics, everything.
Publication.
Publication, yeah. I have published it in a distributor market, so that the distributor goes out to all the platforms. So everything I've done myself. It is like a singular venture by me. So I am really proud of that. So yeah, have a listen.
Yeah, it has really. I think he has been playing with the idea of playing a
recording a song.
song.
So let me come back to that. The reason I wanted to release a song is because like I have been composing, and I have been meddling with ideas of composition since a long time, like since I started playing the guitar. So I have like tons of recordings, like there are thousands or 1500 so many recordings of me playing something or some ideas that could be converted into an original song. So I just wanted to get it out of my system, and at least I don't have bandmates right now. I want to play with a band because I think my music translates better as a band. So because I have been listening to bands since I got into guitar music or something, whatever you call it. I am into rock music, yeah.
Okay, so
That's
it's do listen.
Do listen.
I don't know what he did. Do listen. Okay, you could not see that, but it is fine. Anyways,
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I will link that in the description, and I don't think it is the best music he has created, but it is one of the top-notch music that you can listen. And yeah, anything Pruthvi you want to add?
No, nothing.
Okay, cool. Thank you for thank you for listening to us. I know there has been a lot of other sounds that you might have heard, and we are trying to set up a studio that can like host.
Are trying to become professional.
We are trying to basically streamline the whole thing so that it's not as hard as it is right now to produce good content. And yeah, anyways, it is always nice to get my thoughts and get it out. And yeah, hopefully you guys liked it, and we will record, and you'll definitely see us next week. That's a promise. Okay. And yeah, thank you, and
Thank you.
I'll see you around. Bye. I don't know where.
Stop recording.